I'm a graphic designer, so I create logos, cover art for like music and stuff like that. I'm trying to branch out and do different things. I'm not gonna talk about that because, you know, it's coming soon.
So what do I create? I paint. So I just been painting for like 5 years, I'm gonna say. But before that I was drawing, and I'm trying to get into graphic stuff right now, but right now I'm just painting straight.
I'm a producer and I'm an engineer. I'm starting to learn, what do you say? I like editing. I'm trying to learn like graphics as well. Creation wise, I believe like music and audio is my main creation.
Alright, so I create an image of myself that you will see on the screen that I don't like to show. Like, I also create like art that is very like personal to me. So I try to portray a different side of myself on the screen. That's really what I create, a different side of myself that other people can see. So that's what I say, yeah.
And I make clothes. Personally, really, I do everything. I paint, I know how to sculpt, I make clothes, anything you could imagine, really. But my main art form is painting. I like doing acrylics and fashion.
I would have to say I create videos, I do photography, model. I just compile everything that I find so aesthetic into one and make it my own.
I create a bunch of shit, you feel me? My mind is not limited to my abilities, so.
I would have to define art as, it's basically something that the heart expresses without using words. She was gonna say that?
I would say art is definitely like a voicing of creativity, like putting your input in, like just the way you express yourself, and just like showing it to the world, basically showing what you have to the world, voicing your creativity. That's really what it is. That's what I would say.
I would say art is a language between everybody, and especially like people that are creative, because we're able to kind of like come together and create things. And art is like so, what's the word? Like so versatile. Like you could do anything, and from literally singing to painting to drawing to dancing, it's just, art is a language. It's more than just regular English shit.
Art, in my eyes, is basically what captivates or intrigues someone. I mean, like, art could basically be like in a simple project of a picture, or it could be in depth as into like a message or a saying, even to like music or graphics, anything.
Art is self-expression for me. Like, when I'm going through the deepest shit, when I'm going through the toughest times, the only thing I could really resort to is art, you feel me? Like, most times, a lot of people don't understand me or get where I be coming from, and people might say I'm too sporadic, or this, that, and the third, and I think the only way I could really, truly express myself is through my art. Like,
If I had a way to define art, I would have to say art is a muse, the general form to create something, express yourself. To say it's something that people define in their own way. They may not understand your art. They may understand your art. Some people can relate, some people can't. But it's more so of being able to perceive yourself in any way or shape or form that you really think is suitable.
Art means to me is whatever, because we all got different points of view of life. So art can mean bullshit to me, but the greatest thing to you.
What does black culture look like to me? I would say is community. One thing, I would say basically what I'm doing right now. Like, it's niggas getting together to finish something, to make something happen, to make a whole like production, and that's what we all about because we're so fucking extra. And I just feel like that's what black culture is, extraness. Like, and we're also very accepting too. Like, we will accept people, but people won't accept us, and that's one of the things that we do. So, yeah, I would say it was connection, community, and acceptance. So I would say it influences my art because I really only paint black people. I don't draw white people. They're like kind of very simple, and I feel like I'm more of a challenge, and I can't get jiggy with it. So I paint only black people, like, and I only draw black people, which sucks because when it comes to social media, we don't really get recognized for that unless you have white people like lifting you up type shit. Like, it's so hard to get recognized on social media for doing black art because niggas don't want to see that. So I can only paint black people. That's it. It's easier that way.
Okay. Black culture to me is basically hustle and determination. That in my work, I could basically say that as in New York City, a thriving city, the hustle and determination of me and my others basically makes us all come together as one and make sure everything that we try to do is somewhat complete, as you could say.
Black culture is everything. Black culture is life. Like, we was the first people here. We made this. You get what I'm saying? Everything that's cool, everything that's considered culture is black. Rock music and metal is just taken from jazz artists. People steal from Basquiat all day. Motherfuckers will create all of these Louis prints and these different type of fabrics, and it's just coming from kente cloth. So black people, we all culture. The way how black culture influence what I create, I wouldn't even say that. I really say that. I say that black culture influence what I make because I'm a black man, you get what I'm saying? And the voice that I got is not really heard by nobody else, you get what I'm saying? Especially as a black man, they gonna try to shit on us in every single way. So I think my due part is to have my voice and to speak my truth as a black man, and that's how I'm providing for black culture. And I feel like that's how black culture is also spinning back on me.
Black culture to me is me. There's been many versions of me before me, and it's gonna be more after me. So this is it right here. And how I try to bring that is by not giving my ear to one thing, and just try to listen to all of us because we all, like I said earlier, we all don't have the same perspective. So
what black culture look like to me, it's exotic, it's abnormal, it's the use of dark colors, it's the use of appreciating outdoor presence, it's appreciating people in general regardless of skin tones. It's dance, it's like it's a lot of things in the creation of black, like what's the word, damn, I lost it. Black culture influenced my art. Being black is it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, but it does have its positive aspects to it. You know, I dibble and dabble in different stuff, so like if I wanted to, I could be an artist. As a music artist, if I wanted to, I could be a dancer. Being black we have that gene to be creative. It's a hard question, it's a good question, because at the end of the day, like when it comes down to black creators and things that are made from black people, it not only inspires you, but it drives you to do more. It drives you to do better, not be better than that person, but to overextend yourself to a different like level, you know?
Black culture is us. Black culture is being able to show off your melanin, being able to show off your skills that some people find inferior, some people might not understand, especially as much as they use and, in other words, pretty much live and thrive off of what we create, what we think is popping. Our standards is what they abide by. They know how to manipulate it, but it's still what they abide by. If I had to say how it influences everything I do, it's everything I do. Being able to show off that a black kid from Brooklyn can make and create something so beautiful that anybody of any culture, race, color finds aesthetically amusing, inspiration, it's their motivation. I look at every piece of artwork, especially black owned, I look at every piece of artwork as something that is more, it has way more meaning than you perceive. A lot more meaning than you perceive.
All right, so what black culture looks like to me is beauty, excellence, and the revolution of struggles. It's like embracing what you came from and striving from it and becoming better at all things in life and just showing it to the world.
Keep going. Say the second part. How does it influence your creation?
How it influences my creation. It shows me to never shy away from where I came from, embracing it, and always show my true self to the world. Just let them see where I came from, and just always like be true to myself, like loving your beauty, loving your blackness, and loving just the beauty of it. That's really it.
Impact to basically be like when people hear my music or they hear my beats or my sounds, they're reminisce or think of me, basically, when I leave this earth. Another impact I would like to have on the culture is just the way we as a people will hear sounds. The pros and cons of being a creative, I honestly say with the cons, there's a lot of contemplation, overthinking, just the ifs. Like the ifs honestly could be the deciding factor to whether you're gonna pursue or fail, in my opinion. And then for the pros, there's a lot of pros of being a creative. The uniqueness of just your vision itself could show many different ways or show many different things to other people.
The pros and cons of being a creator, it's not many. I would say the pros being I'm able to express myself. I have people who appreciate and or more so relate to the stuff that I create. The downside, the cons, I would have to say is some people find it different. Some people may not understand it, which is not really a con, but some people perceive it to how they want to be. But that's the point ultimately. I just want people to be able to take it for whatever they think it may be, even though whatever meaning I promoted it for or made it for, I just want them to be able to perceive it for their own being, because that's honestly what art is all about. If there's any impact I want to leave on the culture, it would have to be just be yourself. Being able to wake up every day, know that the stuff that you want to create or make is not just a dream. You can make it into reality. Some people may take it being able to wake up and all the things that you dream of, all the things that you think of, you want to compile, create, being able to showcase that, and that's my main impact I want to leave. I want to leave with just everything that's a part of me, art, music, videos, being able to compile everything into one so that I don't have to feel like I have to break apart any of myself. I feel like I'm one whole in every project and aspect that I do, and I feel like people would be able to visualize that and relate to it, use it for inspiration. It's something that a lot of people would appreciate.
What impact I want to have when I die, I would say, is I want to be remembered for the passion that I had for my work and the push that I had for myself. I'm very determined, and I feel like it's really hard to keep up with that, especially when you're in art school, going to college for art, because it's so many other people trying to do the same thing, so you kind of get lost in it. But with me, I feel like I want to be remembered for making it and still making it, like, no matter what I do. Like, if I stop and I take a little break, I want to be able to bounce back. And I feel like I want to be remembered for people, like, pushing themselves, just defying the odds, especially since I'm black. It's hard for black artists to make it out here. So I want to be remembered for that. I want to be in museums. I want my shit to be, like, memorialized, like, all everywhere. MoMA, all that. Big con, I would say for me, is I'm always thinking about what other people think, because I'm always worrying about if they're going to fuck with it or not, or if they're going to fuck with this piece or not. So it's something I'm still struggling with, but I know I deserve it, so that's what I'm still trying to handle right now.
I say the pros and cons of being an artist is, I say a pro is tying back to one of the first questions, self-expression. That's really one of the only ways that I get to truly express myself. No bias, no jaded opinions. I don't gotta worry or give a fuck about what nobody's saying. It's strictly for me. But also a con is that other people don't understand that my art, I don't know about other artists, but my art specifically is self-expression. I'm not doing this for nobody else. And a lot of people will put their opinions and it won't really matter. And the mark I want to leave on not just black culture, fashion culture, hip-hop culture, but the mark I want to leave on the world is that us young black niggas really doing it, bro. Like, you gonna forever see white people in power. You gonna forever see these people get put in positions, you get what I'm saying? But they gonna only steal it from us. We gonna forever be the original founders of this shit. Like, nobody could compare to us. And that's what I'm trying to put out in the world.
The impact I want to leave is, no matter what your size is, always try to accomplish your goals. Being a big dude, it's like a lot of shit is, I don't want to do it because of my size, but just do that shit. You only got one life to live. Fuck it. Fuck other people's opinions on you. Just live, bro. The pros and cons of being a creator is basically, a pro is the ones that actually fuck with you, gonna support you no matter what it is. And the cons is the ones that you at least expected, the niggas that gonna handle you the most. That's it. That's all. It's like a bunch of niggas, dick ride. Just cause you. And a bunch of niggas gonna love you because you're you. That's it.
Alright, so impact I wanna leave really is like, I'll say, like, I wanna have a legacy like somewhat of like what Kanye has, like being like a entrepreneur. I would say more because I would want to get into that type of field. I want to just show myself to the world, show them like how black is beautiful and just the excellence of blackness and just everything that's creative about it. That's really what I want to do, just have an everlasting impact on the world. That's really my influence to black culture. I just want to have an everlasting impact and have a legacy that my kids could see in the future. So I would say that. The pros and cons. So I would say a pro is like, you always steady on your feet, always motivated to be better, to do more. You do have people in your corner, like your family and loved ones, I would say. And then you can always reach to a higher limit. Sky is really the limit. Like, there's no limit on the possibilities or creativity, basically. And the cons really is like, you have some self-doubt sometimes, and yeah, it'll take you a while to get there. I'll say that, and that's really it for me. Just, it takes a lot of dedication and time. That's really it.
The pros and cons of being a creator is finding the effort, because once you do have your vision, you also get a lot of doubts, like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna be successful in doing it? And I think that's one thing that a lot of black creators have to worry about when it comes down to if they're gonna make it or not. What I've learned recently is that it's not whether you're gonna make it or not, but you're not gonna know until you start. You're not gonna know until you do it. So just go ahead and do it. Don't let none of that worry you. The impact I want to leave on the culture, to be a trendsetter, be different, step outside like the norms.